Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we'll have a quick introduction to JavaScript as well as having an initial setup to run it in our project. Okay, so what is JavaScript and why do we need to learn JavaScript? So JavaScript is a programming language. So finally we're talking about a programming language of the web, of the client, of the front end. It is very easy to learn, and also it have big community which have big support. So if you struggle with anything, it's very easy and quick to find solutions. Okay, so you're never alone out there. Okay, so why do we need to learn JavaScript? So as we started with this course, we started with HTML, which basically was for defining the content for our page. So that's how we put in our content. If you remember, our p tags, our h1, our menu, our titles, everything that used HTML. Then we found that it was pretty ugly, so we needed to jump into CSS, which is a layout language which help us to make things look beautiful. And then we have JavaScript. So JavaScript which help us to have some behaviors on the browser. Let's give you an example. For example, if you go back to our website, if I do this, our menu disappears, so that's still CSS. But if you see here, if I want to click on the menu and show this menu here and switch this again, hide this and show it on the click, that we need JavaScript. Okay, even for example, if you want some behaviors, I don't know, like click in here and show up a form, for example, and all that stuff, we need JavaScript. Okay, so JavaScript, it help us to add some behaviors and make our web pages alive, not just static dead screens. Okay, let's create our first JavaScript file. So you can call it anything you want, or just call it app. Make sure the extension is .js. Okay, and the JavaScript give you an option to cancel log something in your console in the browser. So I'll just say cancel log and write a message here between these parentheses. I will say my first log. Okay, so how we import this, we can go in the head section. In the end of it, I'll just say script and then source, and I'll say it is in the same root, so app.js. Save, and if I go to my console, here we go, my first log. Easy. Okay, other things you can do, you can bring this one here and put in the end of your body tag just before closing, just before it. You can come here as well and put it there, and you see here I still can see my log. Okay, the other way, sometimes some people, what they do is instead of creating a different app.js or create different JS file, they just come here. For example, they have just a small function, they're lazy to create a new one. You just come here inside and say cancel log from my head section. See here, it's coming also as well. This log came first and this one second. A reason why is because this one is running first and this one is running second, so the scripts will run in order. Okay, so what are the best practices? Usually the best practices is keep your JavaScript out of your HTML file and always create a separate file for it. That helps to maintain your code readability and the structure, and it's also easy to debug. And keep files for what they are made for. HTML files for HTML, CSS files are for CSS, and JavaScript for files for JavaScript. Okay, so that help you to be better in writing your code and much more cleaner, and can anyone who could come and use your application will be able to read it and modify it and use it. Okay, so I'll remove that one from my head section. So what we can do with JavaScript, we can do a lot of. So what we can do with JavaScript, the JavaScript can be used to change your HTML content, can be used to change your attributes or get them. You can also use it to change your CSS as well, and you can use it to hide elements. If you remember in CSS, we use display none. JavaScript also help you to do that. You just get the element and do .style, .display, and then you do none in JavaScript. Okay, you can use it to show elements in also in HTML, like we did in JavaScript. In CSS we did display block. You can come here in JavaScript and get your elements, okay, by ID, for example. They're using by ID, and here's the ID name, is a .style, .display, and equal to block. Okay, so there are just few things. You can, for example, I click a button, I want to show a pop-up on the screen. You can do that with JavaScript. You want, for example, when I click this button, I want it to write for me, I am logging you in, and disable the button. I can do that with JavaScript. Okay, so many things. So in slowly we'll get to know so many codes and so many elements and functions built in JavaScript and syntax, how to use it. We'll just take them one by one as we are building our menu. Okay, and I think one additional thing we'll do is that we'll try to use also jQuery in this project. And why is jQuery? jQuery is just a JavaScript library. So it's a library built using JavaScript, and it will make our lane of codes much less. So I'll just jump directly into jQuery, and we'll start using jQuery from next chapter. So stay tuned, hit the notification icon and subscribe button, so whenever I push my next video, you'll be notified so you can complete your course. So stay tuned and see you in the next chapter.